basically the tent was good for 90 miles an hour, but that was the framework and not the actual covering. One of the walls blew in on it.
Right.
Gustin at that point in time said, you know what, it's no.
Right.
The governor's staff was concerned also, so at that point in time, both safety and the governor's staff made a decision that we weren't going to stay there and we were going to move out.
Move inside, yeah. Well, all in our mind, you know, are the tents that blew away at Mojave Airport.
Right.
Of course, the crew got everybody safely secured, but Edison is known for safety, so
absolutely,
you took the step ahead of time.
And it's, you know what, to be honest with you, this worked out for a lot better. This is a lot cleaner environment. It was quieter.
Sure.
And it's just, it took a little preparation, but we were able to pull it off, and I'm glad we did it.
Yeah.
I just want to thank you to our brand new Windhub substation. First three segments of the Tehchapi Renewable Transmission Project. That's 3 segments, and we've got 8 more to come. To set the standards for those things for not only the United States, but the world as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's my honor to introduce you to you the 38th governor of the great state of California, Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Thank you very much for a nice introduction, and I want to say thank you to Les for his great work, and always doing a terrific job, being very enthusiastic, as you can see, very passionate about this subject here. I've actually come out here to the desert so often that people are saying that the tortoises are adopting slowly the Austrian accent. That's just what I heard. I mean, I have not talked to them yet, but that's what I heard. But the truth is, I love coming out here to the desert because, and this is where the action is now. I mean, we just were here recently signing legislation to speed up the permitting process for renewable energy plants, for solar plants, and so transmission. I've been fighting ever since I came into office in 2003 to build more transmission lines because I know that you can have all the renewable energy out there in the desert, all the windmills, all the solar, everything, but if you can't deliver that energy to the homes and to the factories, and to the businesses, and to the various different communities, you have nothing. That's what you need. I mean, it's like producing any good. You can manufacture the best car in the world, but if you cannot deliver it to the customer because there's no planes and no ships and no trains and no trucks or anything else, you have nothing. So delivering is the most important thing here. And this is why now this year we're going to start with phase 2. And that will be finished by 2014 or 15 or something like that, 15. And that will deliver 4,500 megawatts of power. So this is really extraordinary. I'm so happy that we're now finally making the great move. I want to congratulate Edison. I want to congratulate Edison because they have been such extraordinary partners. And when we set those goals, they were the first ones to be on the phone and to congratulate us for setting those goals and to say, this is the future. We will work with you. So let's give a big hand to Edison. There's no better place to capture the wind than right here in the Tehchapi. And it will carry also solar because there's really no other place in the world that has really the kind of deserts, the sun-drenched deserts as we have right here in California. As a matter of fact, my tan that you see is still from 6 weeks ago when I was here. Just to show you how powerful our sun is, unlike other places. We've strengthened the power of the sun since I came into office. But seriously, this is a tremendous accomplishment, and this is why we're celebrating. But this is, of course, just the beginning. There's much more that needs to be done. And I know that people in California always say that it is very difficult to build anything in California. Well, they're right. It is very difficult to build anything here. But also at the same time, one has to say that, we cannot just build. We have to be very careful of the environment and of the creatures and the species that are out there and all of those things, but sometimes people go overboard on those things. And the dilemma is that there is a lot of people in the environmental community that like to see renewable energy, but also that very same element, the same people sometimes say, we can't build a transmission line here, you can't touch this mountain over there, you can't do anything to this forest over there. So sometimes the very same people that want renewable energy sometimes are making it more difficult to create renewable energy and the transmission lines and all of those things. So, but we've gotten around that. We have created a commission to bring everyone together, the environmentalists, which are very important, and the builders, and the power companies, government agencies, federal government agencies, everyone we brought together so we can speed up the permitting process. Because the country's renewable energy portfolio is 2.8%. It's embarrassing, but we got to mention it because we hope that Washington will get its act together eventually and copy our policies right here. I also want to make sure that you know that we will create the right structure that protects also the ratepayers, which is very important. And at the same time, advance our goals and fight climate change. This is the bottom line. We got to fight climate change because it's real, and this will really help us do it. And California wants to do its part to fight climate change. So thank you very much. And now I would like to bring out Ted Craver, who is a great leader.
This is really an exciting day for us. We have an opportunity to celebrate something that's taken many years to bring to fruition. So this is really a great day, a proud day for Edison International and for Southern California Edison. I'd like to add my welcome along with Les's to Governor Schwarzenegger, to Commissioner Mulder, Commissioner Grunig, Mr. Mansour, honored guests, and also our media friends. Before the first shovel hit the dirt, we had to come up with an innovative approach for funding the project. This is to provide upfront funding for this project. Renewables, as in most places, are located in remote locations, far away from the load. So it takes transmission lines to bring them in, long transmission lines, expensive transmission lines. Transmission lines that require quite a bit of work. The traditional approach is that the generators would have to fund those transmission lines. We understood that we were never going to be able to meet the ambitious renewable goals that California had set unless we overcame this problem. So we worked with California ISO, we worked to earn the approval from Federal Energy Regulatory Commission to provide upfront funding for this project so that the generators and the developers of the generation projects would know that they could be assured the transmission line was going to be built to actually deliver that power from these remote locations to the load in Los Angeles.
We're really thankful for the support of the Rosemont community. They've been very supportive of our transmission line project, supportive of renewable energy in the East Kern area, and just really happy to have Rosemont a part of this celebration today of renewable energy here in East Kern.
Well, I think what we're here celebrating today is very exciting. It's finally an end to one of the biggest roadblocks that was facing the wind energy in East Kern, and that was the ability to transmit the power that is generated here down to Southern California where the demand exists. I've been coming out here to East Kern for about 8 years. I remember very vividly about 7 years ago out at Oak Creek Energy when I was out having a tour of the site as then a field representative for Congressman Kevin McCarthy, who was serving in the Assembly. And that was the biggest concern that they had, was the fact that the transmission lines did not exist to increase the amount of power generation in the area. And so now we're working past that roadblock. We've just seen the completion of the first 3 segments of an 11-segment project.
What do you think about today? Tell me exactly what you think. Yes?
A lot of improvements, and it's a historical event, and hopefully they accomplish everything they want.
Well, that's good, and you're the right age group to say something like that.
Thank you.